This is exciting.
So fun.
So much fun. My very first episode with a guest.
Welcome back, Alex.
Welcome back, Sophia. Or should I say...
Welcome.
Welcome.
In general.
Period. Well, here we are. This is new for me. This is new for you.
Face to face.
Eye to eye.
I'm literally looking right into your cornea right soul. Now. I can see my soul leaving things.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Welcome back to Between You and Me. Today, I am with Sofia Catz. Or shall I say your whole name?
I think we can leave it at that.
Okay.
Guys, no one's like, I'm not like wanted. It's just like a preference.
Just preferably doesn't want the whole gubby out there.
Right.
Understood.
Right.
Okay, so today, obviously, I have a guest on, and we had the bright idea to do a little bit of girl talk with you guys.
Yeah.
Because I think, every now and then, we just need to regroup, talk about subjects that have to do with the female anatomy. No, I'm just kidding.
We're actually going to be going through a diagram of the female
vagina. As I was saying, we're going to talk a little bit about girl topics, girl subjects. I left a story out on my Instagram for you guys to ask us actually, topics that you want to hear us speak about. And that's what we're going to do today.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Correct.
Very much so, thanks.
But I think before we get started with that, we should talk a little bit about us. Talk a little bit about our relationship and where it all started. All right. So basically, how we became friends.
Right.
Is high school.
Yes.
We went to the same high school. Mm-hmm. I remember, walking down the halls. Actually, I have a very vivid memory.
Do you actually?
Yeah. Of me walking down the hall, and I think I was by myself, and I think you were also by yourself, and then you made some conversation with me, and then it was like lunchtime. I was
actually nice like that. Yeah. Like not that I was nice. I was nice in high school, but I wasn't like very social with
I think you might have just liked me already.
I think I just had a little crush on you.
Yeah, must have been why.
Yeah.
But and I'm like really not social, not very good at that type of stuff. Right, because
you were similar in that way, so I thought
like we're both not people to approach another person.
Right.
But here we are, friends. Wow, kind of immaculate. Kind of. So then, after that, we were, I guess you could say, acquaintances. Because we had broken that ice, and we had talked to each other in school. Right. And, I don't think we had any classes at that point. I was actually an IB, but I did drop out after that.
So we definitely didn't have any classes because I was failing academic, and there's literally no chance.
There's no way we would have crossed paths. There's no way we would have crossed
paths class-wise, at least.
Yeah. At least we're on the same lunch.
Lunch B, wasn't
God. It? Must have been. I feel like Sophia and I really bonded when we would end up at the same parties. Yeah. And both of our friends, both of our friend groups, were off doing their own thing, and we were just kind of left in the dust.
Bored. Bored.
A little bit bored.
Very
I feel
bored.
Like we bonded over the fact that we were complaining about the party.
Right. We would both, we would literally both find each other and just be like, are you not having a good time either?
Yeah, same. Right. Are your friends doing the most right now? Same.
Yeah, they are. Okay, are we sitting in a corner?
I remember sitting on the stairs at Thing's party.
Yeah.
And, just chilling there for such a long time and being like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, no, we were both bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not saying that we are normally like that.
Here's the thing. Okay.
I feel like it happens sometimes.
It happens often, but to be fair, I think it's it's not intentional. Yeah. I just think we're not naturally very social people. We're not gonna go it's hard for us to go to a group of strangers and just start talking to them. Yeah.
I think if they're close with us, we're gonna have a good time. If it's just me and you by ourselves at let's say go clubbing, we're gonna have a good time.
Right. But I feel like me and Alex tend to go in our own little bubble thing sometimes, and then it's we don't really explore other friend groups, but it's okay.
It is what it is.
I love it over here.
This far.
Right. No fights. We're
good.
No fights.
We're good. Anyways, that was back in high school, so we were probably 16, 17.
Yeah.
And 16. Now we're 23.
And we're still here.
Would you look at that?
Wow.
Must have been a good friendship. Applause.
Snap.
So now that we're through with that, I mean, there's a lot that has to do with our friendship, but, maybe Sophia will be back on another episode, and we can talk more about that type of stuff.
If me and Alex are still friends by the end.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we don't get into a cat fight.
With a lot of the questions that you guys asked us, a lot of it had to do with men.
Right.
And lucky for you guys, we have the two experts here.
We have two. Yeah.
absolute experts. Professionals. And I also want you guys to know that Sophia and I have this weird, very strange thing that happens to us where we both go through the same events in our life at two different points. Like, it'll happen to me, and then such a similar thing will happen to her.
Or vice versa.
Or yeah. So it's really trippy because we've been through so many similar experiences.
At, like, similar times, not the exact same time, but, like, within the same year.
Weeks or months later.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
It's weird. I think it's... Also, mine and Alex's birthdays are a day apart, so it might have to do with, like...
The stars.
The stars are aligning and our hearts are broken.
Exactly. And it specifically has to do with relationships, too.
Yeah. Every other aspect is just, like...
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways.
Well, sorry, I just had to put that one out there. So the first topic that we're going to talk about is what to do when you like your guy best friend. This is a toughie.
This is a toughie because me and Alex have a nice little group of guy friends, and I think, like, we don't see them like... I think they don't see us like that. We don't see them like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you did like your guy best friend, like, it's kind of hard to be friends with someone that you like, I would say, right?
100%.
Because, like, if you see, like, if that person gets into a relationship or, like, is talking to someone or, like, whatever, like, you can't really say anything about it, which, like, sucks.
Yeah, and you're kind of just putting yourself in a situation to get hurt, I
exactly.
think.
Like, I feel like, obviously, like, talking to anyone or, like, liking anyone in general is, like, vulnerable. But, like, you're putting yourself in, like, an extra, like, vulnerable, like, state, I feel like. Because there's so many, like, things that could go, like, wrong and, like, hurt you. So it's, like, if you're brave enough, then...
Yeah. But at the same time, it's, like, I feel like when you are having a relationship with a guy, like, if you are intending for that to be a platonic relationship, I feel like you shouldn't be attracted to them.
I agree. Like,
right?
Yeah, like, I've had guy friends, and, like I said, like, I think our guy friends are, like, very good with, like, where it's very platonic, and, like, it's fine. But, like, obviously, I'm sure Alex, too, like, you have those guy friends that, like, flirt a little bit more, like, try to whatever. And, like, more in high school, I had, like, guy friends that would, like, do that stuff, and, like, I don't know, like, I cut them out, like, from, like, my perspective, because I was just like, this is weird, like, we're friends. Like, I feel like now that friendship is, like, gone. So, like, in terms of, like, what you should do, like it's kind of gonna sound bad, but I feel like it's either, like, you pursue it, or, like, you just, like, completely shut down those feelings.
Yeah.
But you have to be prepared, like, not to, like...
Not for it to work out.
No, because I feel like even if one of my, like, our close guy friends told us that, like, oh, I like you, like, it would make things, like, now, like, in our big age of 23, I think it would make things weird.
100%.
Right?
I'd be very uncomfortable.
I don't think I'd be able to just, like, hang out, like normal and, like, feel, like, how we feel now.
Yeah, because we're very comfortable with our male friends to the point where it's, like, we're talking about the most outrageous
with
things
each other.
With
yeah, exactly.
And, like, we know that they're not looking at us in any way that's more than platonic.
Yeah.
Which is good, because you don't want to create friendships with people that have, like, an
ultimatum. No.
An ultimatum. Like an no, what's the word?
Ulterior motive?
Yes. I said alter. What the
I almost said AutoZone. Like, I literally just was like, I can't.
Ulterior motive. Because, I don't know. Okay, so we're looking at it from a perspective right now of what it would be like if the girl in the situation had feelings for a guy. Right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. We don't know.
But if we're looking at it the other way around, I don't know, maybe it's just because I hate men, but I feel like...
It's not even, like, I can't even laugh at it. It's just like, yeah, same.
Because I feel like their mentality about it is so different. Like, they will continue to treat you like a friend until they get the opportunity.
Right.
So you have to be really choosy and picky with your male
guy
friends.
And I think, like, as soon as, like, that, like, boundary is, like, crossed of, like, flirting, like, it's not platonic anymore. Like, I'm sorry, like, I like, Alex knows I'm not gonna name any names, but I had a really close guy friend that, like, I feel like as soon as he, like, and also pay attention to, like, how they respond. Like, if you're going through a breakup and you're going to them as a friend and they're like, I don't like that guy anyways, like, blah, 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 and just, like, listen to, like, their responses, because, like, I don't know, to me, it's just, like, once you start, like, flirting and, like, whatever, like, I don't feel comfortable coming to you as a friend, because now I think you don't even give a shit about what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Right? Like, you're just, like, oh, let me say I'm there for you, or I'm gonna be there for her, and, like, this, and, like, the third, but it's just because, like, you're trying to look like a nice guy, but, like, you're still trying to,
That's what I mean by ulterior motives, because they're not really there to be your friend.
No. And you can't do both. Sorry.
So many complex things. We kind of strayed off subject a little bit, but it's good because that's actually what I wanted to talk next about was how to make genuine guy friends that don't just want you for that. So I feel like we kind of did touch on that. You have to be careful.
I would just say, like, throughout, like, I guess my best answer would be, like, throughout time, like, you'll see, like, true colors will come out.
That's very, very true. And all the people that are our friends that are males are very long-term friends.
Right, like, we've been friends with them all since, like, high school as well, and, like, like, they've all been, like, the same person they were throughout high school till now, and, like I said, like, with time, it'll just, like, leave itself out.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Situations will
be careful with new guy friends.
New guy friends? Literally, at this point in my life, guy friend I was just gonna say, like, at this point in my life, I feel like, I don't know how I would make a new guy friend.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what I would need another one for. Personally,
that's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, I don't trust men. So, and to confide in a man is, like, insane to me. So now I'm gonna trust, like, a random... Not random, new. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna make any more guy friends throughout my life.
It would take me a long time to get to the point that I am with these guy friends.
But even the guy friends that we're at, like, we talk to them, but we don't talk to them about, like, everything just because, like, they're our guy friends. Like, we talk to each other about like the super like detailed stuff. So it's like, if I'm already not, like, the most open with them, which is nothing against them, I just think, like, there's some things that, like, you want to talk about with your girlfriends and stuff like that. It's like, why, after years, like, where are we getting? Like,
why would I even try?
Right.
Yeah.
No effort.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think there's levels to friendships, too. Like, if you were to make another male friend, like, just not, like, your best friend, that's fine,
like, an acquaintance. Like, kind of, like, a distant friend. Yeah, that's normal.
Friend. Like, you just hang out with them now and then, or maybe not at all. Just talk to them sometimes.
You know what? Like, honestly, like, I'm sure there is, and, like, maybe I am, like, never say no, like, whatever. But it's, like, I guess you could make new guy friends. I just, like, don't... Like I said, I don't think I trust intentions. Like...
Yeah. Especially at this age. I feel like the younger you are, the more, like, innocent it is, if that makes sense.
But at, like, the ages of, like in your 20s, like, who just, like, you should... Okay, I don't want to say you should have friends by now, but, like, you should have, like, at least a couple...
Some solid friends.
Yeah, or family. Like, anyone.
Cousins.
Anyone to talk to. Yeah. Distant relatives.
Who knows?
Grandparents.
Ancestors.
You say ancestors?
Yeah. But, yeah. So I think in general, what we're trying to say about that is to just be cautious.
Be cautious
of the men in your life, because, you know,
don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable, sweetheart. He was my everything once too. Oh, I hate that. Why did I know, because triggered? I kind of felt it. Me too. I got triggered. Holy shit. I felt it in my little pinky. He was my everything once too.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
Oh,
victims.
Yeah, we are victims.
I
feel like we might sound very, like,
bitter.
Hateful towards men. You know what? I don't I don't hate all men. I really don't. I don't.
It's funny when people
not me trying to convince myself. I don't.
It's funny when people are like, yeah, but, like, your dad, or, like, I'm like, yeah, I hate him too.
And
he's a prime. He was the first man. Like, what are you trying to get at?
He set me up for failure.
Like, literally. Okay, I don't think I hate all men.
No, I think it's just with our experiences, and you know what? Let's be honest. We're not going to get into depth about what happened in our relationship. No. It's a little private. But we weren't done too dirty.
No.
Like,
we don't hate our exes.
I know the bar is extremely low.
Right.
But we weren't done extremely dirty.
I've heard, like, so much worse. Unless we just don't know, but then ignorance is bliss, and I think we're better off that way.
I'm much, much better off, yes.
Right. Like, I'd rather not know.
Yeah.
No.
Still, regardless of that, there was some pain. There was some...
With any breakup, I feel like there is. Yeah.
And... Yeah, to give you guys context, Sophia and I went through breakups at pretty similar times.
Within, like, a month or two of each other,
yeah. So that's why. This is
in
what I'm
long-term
saying.
relationships,
yes, very similar. And very similar exes for some reason, too.
And that brings us to our next topic, victim. I'm joking. I'm literally joking.
Wow, and that actually does bring us to our next topic.
Oh.
Emotionally unavailable men and how they project their insecurities.
Right.
Yeah. I just want to say this, though. We're not shitting on our exes.
Not at all.
No, it's...
I doubt you guys are listening, but if you are...
If you are, guys, if anyone that knows them is listening, we are not the type of people to do that.
I'm still going to message you happy birthday. Oh my god, Okay, speaking about emotionally unavailable men, to be fair, like, before we talk about this topic, I would also, like, say I'm emotionally, like, unavailable at this point in my life.
Me
so, like,
too,
I can't.
though.
Right. So I feel like we're just going off our last experiences. It's not like we hate them or, like, they're, like, these off. Like, they're not.
No.
But, like...
And also just experience with men in general.
Right. And, like, honestly, like, we haven't dated a million people. So it's, like, obviously we don't...
Speak for yourself, baby. I'm just kidding.
So it's, like, obviously we don't have, like, that many, like, different... Like, we can only talk from our experience.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So, emotionally unavailable men, where do we start? There's a lot
I literally
to
don't
say.
know where to start. You start all.
You know what? We can speak about emotionally unavailable people in general because we are shitting on men a little bit too much. I can't lie.
I know. Okay, I think it's...
My male audience members have turned this off.
They muted it.
They blocked me. No, but emotionally unavailable people in general.
Yeah, let's just talk about it in general.
Yeah, when they are trying to get into relationships is the only time that is going to be... actually...
No.
I was going to say it's the only time that is not good, but
no,
having emotional unavailability in even friendships is bad too.
I agree. And I feel like it closes you off. Yes. But like also like even if you're not looking to get into a relationship at that moment, I feel like it could also like close you off from people that are trying to like come into your life that could be like good and like positive and like whatever, and like you're just like shutting them out because like yeah
just because you're not ready to be open or vulnerable with someone.
And there's nothing wrong with being emotionally available. I feel like you just need to like know that you
exactly
are.
I was literally gonna say that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. It's just the fact of being self-aware about it and not hurting people in that process. But a lot of the times people aren't, right? Yeah. Like they don't even know themselves that they're emotionally unavailable. They just act in a way that's like avoiding any feelings, avoiding any conflict, avoiding any type of like deeper relationship with anyone, but then still acting like they're trying to pursue someone. And that's when it becomes a problem.
That's the issue. Is like, yeah, like don't sell someone like a dream knowing that like you're not there.
Like you're not capable of giving it to them.
Like I feel like I'm so emotionally unavailable, but I'm so aware that I am that it's like I'm not gonna waste like someone else's time. You know what I mean? Like just focus on yourself and don't bring other people into 100%. Your emotional unavailableness.
Exactly. Because at that point you know that you're hurting someone else and you're kind of doing that with the intention that you don't want anything serious with that person, but then making them believe that you do. Yeah. And a lot of the times, at least in my experience, not even my own, but just like knowing people and stuff like that, it will happen where a lot of men end up being super emotionally unavailable, and a lot of girls are kind of sitting there and just like getting attached to them. Yeah. And then getting their heart broken. Yeah. So really not talking about my own experience here. I'm actually seriously talking about like other general. Situations.
Yeah. Like friends, just like things we've seen around us.
Yeah. Because for the most part, I feel like that happens before anything serious.
Right. And I think my issue with me, like when I'm seriously trying to talk to someone or like at the beginning, like I feel like I don't really run into like that many issues with that just because like I am like self-aware with my emotions, but like also I never put myself in the position to like get hurt, like especially that early on. Like obviously like things happen in relationships, it's like inevitable, like you can't like whatever, but unless I know that person is like 100% like, you know, like I won't even like them, you know what I mean? Like I have to know where their head's at and like believe it, like that's myself when you start to, and then like, I start to catch feelings because it takes me for like a really long time to like actually like someone. That's
so interesting because I feel like everybody's different obviously with those situations, because that makes sense to me because you need to feel a level of security before you start to catch feelings for someone.
Because I'm not just going to be like vulnerable and then like, you know what I mean?
For no
like,
reason.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. But I understand that. I think personally, I catch feelings pretty quick.
But like you also lose them quick, no?
Yes, that's true.
It's because you're an Aries.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Because like
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. But like I think like it's not that you're catching feelings quick, because if you were catching feelings, they wouldn't be gone like that fast. True. You're just we get hyper fixated on people, but then it's like we get like over it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I think we just get fixated on things and then we get over it. Our brains are always like doing something. About,
yeah, that's true. Because I actually had this really weird moment of self-reflection the other day, and I'm like, do I even like people, or do I just like the way that they make me feel.
Oh.
And then I said that in front of Mariella, and she said, "Are you a narcissist?" And I was like,
"Why?
I don't know."
I don't think so. Not the Leo asking if we're narcissists. If you're a narcissist. Like, okay.
No, because like it is an interesting thing to think about, though.
I
like,
think
do you like them, or do you just like that they're making you feel good?
Like a good. I think like I get what you're saying. I feel like my friends, at least my girlfriends, like I genuinely like my girlfriends.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean,
oh
men.
guys, I was like, okay,
imagine I'm looking you in the eye. I'm like, do I even like
know,
you,
that's
or
why I
do
was
you
just
just
like,
make me
what?
feel good?
I literally was
No,
sitting here
that's so
like, okay,
different.
well, I actually genuinely like you, so you know what's going on.
No. I mean men.
No, I think that's like such a valid question, because I feel like, okay, like every girl can, like, I'm sure can relate to this in like some sort of aspect. Like there's guys that just like, for example, like overly compliment you, respond to your stories, or like,
Love
oh my
bombing.
god, this love bombing, and you don't like them, but you like keep them around because like you like
The validation. It's sad to say, but it's true.
Right? Like, as much as I want to be like, we don't need male validation, which we don't. Like, I generally don't need it. Obviously, like, it's still, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
still a nice feeling.
It's a nice feeling.
Depends on from who, though.
Right.
But yeah, I think so, too. And I think it's almost like a rewarding feeling in a way where it's like, because you know you're great, and then when someone else...
recognizes it.
You're like, wait, hold on, you're smart.
Right, but do you
like
not
that.
feel like sometimes, like, when guys compliment you, it's just like, oh, like, you know why they're complimenting you? Like, like, do you ever be like, this is so yeah, but, like, do you ever, like, this is so genuine?
No, I don't really take compliments so seriously.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why, like, it's kind of, like, eh.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, it's nice to hear compliments, but then you're, like, I've literally heard, like, guys, like, talk, like, so bad about girls, and then, like, hook up with them, or, like...
Oh, my God,
you know what I mean? And then, like, trash them afterwards, and I'm just, like...
Yeah.
Perks of having guy friends, really hear a lot.
Yeah, you really get all the tea.
Yeah. And then you hate men even more because you're like looking at it from like a different perspective.
I mean, you know what? I feel like a lot of the times guys are like that because it's their nature.
But that's just how they talk to each other. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, bro, like,
that's what I mean. And like, even if someone isn't like that inside, like they will put up that act because it's the way that men are, which is annoying. Like,
grow up.
Be you.
Mm-hmm.
Be beautiful. Be bold. Like, just do your own thing. You don't have to like hop on the fucking wave of what everybody else is doing.
Right.
But regardless, a lot of guys do talk a lot of shit
about women.
Mm-hmm.
Just as much as we talk about men, if not more.
Yeah. I feel like way more.
I think so.
I won't bash a man that hard.
No, because if me and you are just hanging out, like whatever, like we're literally talking about like the dumbest
topic of
shit.
Men is like really slim to none. She just gave me a face.
like in that aspect, yeah.
In the shitting on them aspect.
Anyways, but no, like we don't sit around and shit on men. If anything, I think a lot of our like sometimes we talk about men, like it's actually us like bringing up like good things about them. Like we're not I think we talk about men often, but it's not all bashing.
Here, I have something to say.
Okay.
The way we talk about men,
right?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Right?
We're just like, this guy's like or we'd be like, he has potential, he just needs to like blah 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 blah.
This needs to be changed, he's not aware of this, we therapize them.
We do. We did one time. I think we even did no, that was for a girl, never mind. To see if they were a sociopath.
We did do that.
We did do tests.
She checked off the list.
Ding ding ding.
Ding ding ding.
We had a winner.
Yeah, I think in conclusion, to wrap up the emotionally unavailable men topic.
It's been 2 hours.
Yeah. We're really just going off. There's a lot of them out there, guys.
There is.
A lot.
Emotionally unavailable people in general, because people have been hurt.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Here, let's think of some warning signs of what emotionally unavailable people would do, so you can be like, oh, okay, now I see it, and I'm not going to pursue that person because I obviously don't want to get my heart broken. And if you do pursue them,
it's on you. It's on you,
babe.
Right.
It is, because you know what you're getting yourself into at that point.
Like the red flags were there. You saw green.
Yes, so. You saw green. You didn't even see yellow. You just
Shout
saw
out Eric. Okay,
so
I think inconsistency.
Mm-hmm. A lot of affection one day and then nothing the next.
Because it's like, who are you? Yeah. Like literally, who are you? Like as a
you're
person?
Either here or you're not.
And like low key, like I feel like even that affectionate side, like they could be that, but the fact that it's so like unstable means like maybe they're like trying really hard to be that because like that's what they want to be, but they're just like not ready. So that's where like the inconsistency comes.
100%. And I also think to add on to that one, when they're with you, it's good. And then when you're not with them, there's no communication, there's no contact. Like, they're really slow at talking. They're really slow at texting you.
They talk 2 miles an hour.
I think that's a pretty red flag, because obviously when they're in front of you, they're going to give you your attention. You're right there. If they're away from you and their mind isn't, like, at least checking up or keeping you in the loop of what's going on in their lives, then it's kind of like, okay, like, you clearly don't care enough.
Yeah, exactly.
To want to, like, talk to me. And I'm not saying you have to be talking 24/7.
No, I actually don't like that. Like, I like having my space personally, but, like, at least, like normal communication. And, like, this goes back to inconsistency. Like, if one day you're, like, blowing up my phone and the next day, like, you're not texting me, like,
very weird.
No, because it's not normal for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I also think, like, hear me out. I think sometimes people that, like, love bomb you and, like, give you, like, so much, like, attention, like, and like, right off the bat, it's like, oh my god, I like you so much, and, like, you barely even, like,
know them,
and but, like, also from a girl's perspective, because I feel like it happens more so to, like, women, but, like, I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not a man, so I don't know. Like, if a guy's like, oh my god, I like you so much, blah blah blah, and you've literally given them, like, nothing, red flag, and they're probably emotionally unavailable because they're just going off maybe the fact that they, like, maybe, like, because I think even, like, people who get into relationships, like, maybe, like, right after a breakup, or, like, they're just, like, rushed to get in one and, like, not kind of seeing if that person's actually for them, like, that still is emotionally unavailable. Yeah, that's true. Because emotionally you're not available to, like, process, like, a real, like, long-lasting relationship. Like, you just saw a girl, you thought she was hot, and now you want to date her. Yeah. And, like, red flag.
That's a big red flag. Yeah. Because how long is that going to last for? Not very long.
2 months at best.
2 months
on and off.
Max. On and off if you're lucky.
It's going to be a breakup over text, I can tell you that.
Oh my god.
No closure.
You give yourself that closure, babe.
You just block him. Yeah. He'll block you, actually.
Yeah. I thought of another one. When you bring up, this also has to do with communication, but when you bring up something that bothers you, and they say they're going to change and they don't.
Right.
Oof.
Early red flag.
Ooh, very early. Like, also, a red flag would be if there's already things that are bothering you, like multiple things that are bothering you from the beginning. Like, men will always put their best foot forward at the beginning. Yeah. Always.
Or else you wouldn't get into that relationship.
They're trying to impress you. And maybe after, let's say, 6 months to a year, you're going to see how they actually act in relationships. Right. So if you already have a problem with the way that they're acting within the first couple months, that is going to be heightened times 10. Right. Within a relationship.
Right. It's just going to get worse.
Yes. It's 100% just going to get worse. Yeah. But, I mean, you could get lucky and find somebody who's extremely self-aware and wants to work on themselves, and they will hear what you have to say and actually change.
Right. Like, actually, like, take accountability also 100%. For their wrongs. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm not saying big things like, oh, like, he's talking to another girl or he hooked up with someone else, you know. I'm talking like things like
just little things, or even like how they deal with you when you're mad.
Yeah. Yes. Like, if they just walk away from a conversation instead of actually talking to you about it. Ooh, did that one sting a little? Maybe.
I don't know. I feel a sharp pain.
I feel a sharp pain in my lower side.
A sharp shooting pain down my fucking.
I think advice for the girlies out there that are dealing with emotionally unavailable men: give up, baby.
No, literally though. Like, honestly, especially if you can recognize that they're emotionally unavailable, like, leave.
And I know it's much easier said than done.
100%.
But I think, you know, you're gonna leave when you're ready, and also if it's early days though, like very early in the, like, talking phase, relationship, whatever, like, when you see them, those signs at the beginning, leave at that point.
Like, people said, I saw this thing and it was like, when someone shows you their true colors, like, take it for what it is. Like, don't try to, like, paint make like excuses. Your own image or like make excuses of like who you think they are. Yeah. Right. So.
Because a lot of the times people can be attached to the idea of a person
instead of
the potential that they do have. Because obviously it's in us to be, you know, to see the good in people.
It's like at least to me, like, it kind of is like first nature, especially in relationships. Like, you want to think of the person you're with, like, highly, right? So obviously you're with them for a reason. Like, as much as people want to bash, like, whatever, like, you started dating that person for a reason. There's obviously good qualities there, or else you wouldn't have gotten to the point that you're at. But if you're early days, like, leave.
Please. You're going to save yourself so much worries. Like, just because they're fun, or, like, you have someone to hang out with, or, like, whatever it is, like, just don't, if they're bringing you more negativity than peace, like that's your first sign to go.
Right, exactly. Because I feel like also like relationships are very optional, right?
100%,
and like
yeah.
you're like voluntarily bringing that person into your life. No one's holding you at gunpoint being like, you need to get into a relationship. So like, why are you gonna voluntarily bring more stress? Like, I'm sure you already have I don't know who's listening to this, but I'm sure you have a stressful life, or like have some sort of aspect of your life that's like, you know, why are you voluntarily gonna like make your life
and harder? You have a choice to do that. Like, that's in your control,
right? And like, you have control of not doing that, and you have control to not put yourself in a vulnerable position, like, again. So
yeah, there's a lot to say with that, emotionally unavailable people,
right?
But I guess this also segues into dating in this generation. How do we feel about it? What are some differences between dating now, dating in, you know, when we were younger, and all these things?
Social media.
Yeah, 100%.
Social media. I honestly and truthfully hope and wish that social media wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I think I want social media to be a thing in the aspect maybe of like Instagram, like post your photos and go. No messaging. Nothing, because I feel like with social media just comes more opportunity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, too much.
It's too much to worry about.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, yeah, like social media is probably the biggest thing, because now you're hyper fixated on shit that probably doesn't even matter.
That's true. And there's so many issues that come with social media, to be honest.
So much.
But it definitely does affect the dating world, because you're exposed to so many more people.
Right.
And I don't know, I mean, everybody's different, but personally for me, like, I need to know you in person. Like, absolutely. I need to have somewhat of an idea of who you are as a person standing in front of me before I'll even want to get to know you in any way, shape, or form.
But that makes like a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because like, I rely on that kind of like my own judgment of a person in real life versus like their online appearance, because we already know anybody can look any way they want to.
I was just gonna say, do you watch Tinder Swindler? Have you watched that documentary?
I haven't.
Okay, but basically like my whole point is like, anyone can, like, if you've seen Tinder Swindler, you know what I'm talking about, but like, if you like, you can make anyone believe anything about you on social media. Like, you can post, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're showing the parts of your life.
The highlights
of it. It's not who you are. So
and you can fake it too.
Fake it, exactly. So it's like, you're not even getting to know that genuine person. You're getting to know the version of them that they want you to see.
That's very true. And I also feel like it's interesting, because when I became single, I started thinking about how easily stalkable I am.
Yeah.
To men. I don't know why, just like that just crossed my mind. I've been doing this for 10 years, but it just crossed my mind. And I'm like, this is kind of creepy. Yeah. Like, they can really get to know, I mean, I'm doing it to myself, so I can't complain, but they can really get to know who I am as a person without actually knowing me.
Right.
So I honestly really appreciate when I meet people and like I'm talking to somebody who does not pay attention to me on social media at all. Yeah. Like, I honestly am like, okay, friend.
Like, I think a guy with sorry about that. A guy without like any social media. Hot. A guy with like, no, because even if a guy with 0 pictures, like, still, like, why do you have Instagram?
No, 0 pictures is like, you're weird.
Delete Instagram. You're not even using it to post.
No, because I know your DMs are flooded.
Right. I don't want to fucking.
That's the only reason that you're on
You're
Instagram.
DMing your fucking old Snapchat selfies in the DMs. I'm not stupid. Like,
and the fact, okay, this is something so interesting that there's this like close friends option, right?
Okay, but like, do you like close friends? I saw something on TikTok. Okay, say what you're gonna say, and maybe it's the same thing.
Well, no, I just wanted to say that it's interesting how people can use that to their benefit. Like, there's so many things that people can do on social media to like
restrict.
Yes. Yeah. Restrict certain people from seeing it, only keeping who they want to see seeing it. It's all a mind game.
It literally is.
It's weird.
Like, okay, also, hear me out. Close friends list. Like, have you not been added to like a decent amount of people where it's like, if I'm considered your close friend, like, you should just add everyone in here at this point, because I've never like.
Yes.
Okay. Then I saw. Okay, for that argument, I saw something on TikTok, and it's like, this guy was explaining it. He's like, sometimes it's not like your close friend. It's just people that you think get the vibe or like understand the vibe. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if you have like a certain sense of humor, it's like you're gonna add people that you think like get your vibe or like get your humor. It's not necessarily like whatever.
When I make a close friends list, I don't really use it very often. Right. Which, I mean, I feel like maybe I should.
I know, but I feel like
post like, because like everybody will see it, and if I just want people that I know to see it, right. But like, I don't really care. I'll just show everything.
Right.
Like,
at this point in my life, I'm just like, I don't really care. Like, I don't have any close friends list on Snapchat, like Instagram, like nothing. But if I did, like, that's the thing, like, I kind of just post what I want anyways. Like, I don't like, really I don't care
who's gonna see it. If you don't want to see it, mute me, babe. Unfollow me.
Right, like, then just unfollow me. I use that mute
button with a heavy finger. A very heavy finger.
Me too. Oh my god, speaking of whatever. Yeah. Since we're talking about Instagram, I downloaded an app. Oh my god. So I want to see who unfollowed me. So I was like, whatever. Okay. First of all, the app compromised my whole fucking
phone.
My Instagram. So I had to like change my password. I'm back in. I'm fine. Okay. But like never fucking
what
again.
What app is it so people don't use it?
InstaFollow Plus.
I think I used to have that.
It used to work.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, my friend recommended it. And I was like, okay, cool. So I got it. And then I was like, okay, whatever. Compromised my whole fucking account.
Wow.
4.6 stars my ass. Like, don't buy it.
Okay.
Don't buy it. I didn't pay for it. Don't download it.
Yeah.
A bunch of weird people from high school that like followed me first unfollowed me.
Why?
Weird. Anyways, that was just like a segue in it. Like, that was just Instagram. Like, it's just weird. The app is weird, but weird.
Also, dating in this generation is honestly really anxiety inducing to me.
I agree.
I feel like there's a lot of people that have ruined dating for people. There's a lot of cheaters. And too many. As a woman, I just want to come to you and tell you. I just want to
come to you as a woman.
As a woman, like, that is happening way too often these days. Actually, fun story. Not fun. When I was in my relationship, I had somebody message me.
Come to you as a woman?
As a woman. And I was like, oh, okay, so what's his number if he's texting you? She sent me screenshots. Doesn't know his number? Why are you trying to home wreck me?
Oh, so like she didn't even know him?
No, she was a fucking liar.
What the heck?
Right? It was a fake account, had like followed like 20 people. Like, somebody actually went out of their way to home wreck me.
That's literally so weird. One time I had to come to someone as a woman back in the day.
Did you?
Back in the fucking day.
Okay.
I was probably like 17, 18.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm coming to them as a prepubescent girl.
Yeah. Coming to you as a girl.
I'm coming to you as a girl. And it was actually really funny because
I think I remember.
Yeah. Because like I was texting the girl or messaging her on Instagram. She fucking requested to follow me first, and then I just was like comments and I saw whatever. And the guy's phone was like taken away from him at the time.
Oh.
So when he got it back, we put him in like a group chat, and he just like, we did. So like when his phone, like when he got it back in his like care, he just had like group chat messages from us, screenshots from us, like calls from us, like, and the dad had his phone, and she knew that the dad had his phone. She's like, your son's a fucking idiot, like he's a snake, like blah blah blah. So
wow, I hope he gave him a beating.
I hope so too.
But as a man, he probably didn't.
As a man, he probably fucking patted him on the back.
He was really like, okay,
he said 2 girls.
Oh my god.
Such toxic.
So toxic.
No, but like real shit.
Speaking of toxic, there's a lot of toxicity in dating these days
also,
too.
Can we just like talk about how toxicity is like not cute?
I mean, I didn't think it was.
No, but people think it's cute.
Really?
Like, they think it's cute if a guy's like, don't wear that. They're like, oh my god, he cares about me. And I literally will sit there and be like, what?
I would rather pass away than have a man tell me what to wear.
But do you not see
if you're dressing the way that you dress, and you think you have a say,
if you still wear skinny jeans as a man, if you wear those fucking paint splattered jeans with the Alexander McQueen shoes, I don't want to fucking
Yo, men just point blank period just can't dress for the most part.
For the most part.
There are some men that can dress. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But when you look the way that you do, and you are telling me that I can't have my belly button out.
Oh my god, my navel. Like, shut up.
My navel area.
My umbilical cord
holder.
What is
this, high school?
No, but do you not notice that?
Arm length skirts. Like, no spaghetti straps.
The three finger
rule. Like, are you embarrassed?
But you hear people say, like, I love toxic men. Like, I like toxic. Like, you hear it, right? It's not just me.
They deserve it then.
No, I know.
Toxic
but like,
plus toxic.
But
maybe
why
it's
is
two
it so
negatives
normal?
Equals a positive. I don't know. Yeah, but there's a lot of toxicity. Okay, now I see what you mean, because I feel like I have heard that vibe where it's like, oh my god, he cares about me. But in that way, that's just like a lack of self-respect, I think.
Do you think? I think.
Yeah.
If a guy told me, like, you can't do this, or like you can't go out like with your friends, because there is guys that are like that. Like, that's such an ick and like a turn off. I would literally like spit in their face. Like, ew.
It's giving. Did you watch Euphoria?
Kind of.
It's giving Cassie from Euphoria.
Yeah.
He dresses me every morning.
Like, weird. Like, toxic is not cute. And I think our generation also needs to like get that through their fucking head. Like, it's not cute. He doesn't care.
No, he's controlling and manipulative.
He's controlling and manipulative.
He wants you to be a little doll that he gets to choose what he does.
Right.
With.
Yeah.
It's giving misogyny.
Misogynistic.
It's giving the patriarchy. Because imagine we looked at a man and said, no, babe, I don't want you to wear that. Your ass looks too good. Like,
right. Or like, take the gray sweatpants.
You better not walk out of the
house. But I'm sure there is girls that say that though.
Yeah, but like, you should be proud if
That's what I'm saying. But like, don't beat someone hot then.
Yeah, go for a ugly cute man. Or cute ugly. I was talking to one of my other friends about this recently, and also I guess does have to do with dating in this generation, but there was something that said that women need to be in their femininity when they're with a man. Mm-hmm. And the second that they're not in their femininity and they're embracing like a masculine side, which would be more controlling, which would be like trying to plan everything, like wearing the pants in the relationship, they lose the femininity and like the relationship kind of goes to shit in a way. Because if a man isn't pulling their own weight, I'm not saying they have to take control of everything, because obviously that's just not how it works.
No.
Like it needs to be like 50-50 in a sense. But if the man isn't really doing his part, a woman will go into their masculinity and then kind of lose like the good parts of them.
Right.
Like
no, that
the
makes
fun
sense
parts, like the lighthearted parts,
like the nurturing, but not the over nurturing.
Yes.
Like just like the care,
the sweet,
caring,
sweet caring parts, and it turns into something that's very controlling. But it's almost like a cause and effect in a way.
But it makes sense because like if you think about it, like for example, if the person acts like they don't care, right, mm-hmm. and then like you're now
put in a position where you need to care more,
right? Yeah. So it's like kind of like whatever they're lacking, you're like trying to make up for it. And then I think like that's kind of like when things start to like fizzle out and like go to the end is when you just can't do it anymore.
Because it's obviously you need two people to be giving equal effort,
right? Or at least very similar.
Yeah, because if one person's pulling the weight, it's gonna get to a point where they can't do it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. That can be pretty common in dating these days. I feel like it does end up happening, and I don't know for what reason, if it's because women tend to have a little bit more emotional maturity,
right,
or just maturity in general, or have like just a natural instinct for it. I really don't know, but it can tend to happen.
Yeah. And
you have to be careful of that, because us ladies, we want to be in our femininity.
We do.
We want to be babied a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to be like taken care of and not always giving care.
Right. Yeah. Like I want to feel
like a princess. I just want to feel emotion.
I just want to feel like I want to feel like baby. Like I think the word baby is like in relationships. You're like, ew, baby. Like why is that in the same fucking sentence? But like you know what I mean? Like
just taking care of properly
and making like someone checking up on you, right? Yeah. Like that's
making plans, being the like
taking initiative.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's important. Look for that in men, please, because
if he wanted to, he would, and same for men. If she wanted to, she would. Also, just know like if a girl wanted to, a girl would also.
1,000%.
Right.
1,000%.
I think more shy. For girls. Yeah,
I'm a little shy.
I'm shy too, but like no, I'm not saying like if a girl wanted to like shoot her shot, then she would, because like that's a whole other conversation when it comes to like whatever, because like I don't know, I don't really have a good opinion on that because I still won't mess. Yeah, I can't. But I think like if a girl wanted to like hang out with you, like she definitely would, or make time. Like it's
make time for you.
I'm gonna fucking break Alex's microphone.
No, it's because my bed's really Tempur-Pedic.
I really like the memory foam. It's really good. But no, if he wanted to, he would, and if she wanted to, she would.
100%.
It goes both ways.
Okay, well, we are clearly in a very relationship-centered conversation.
Right.
But I feel like we're touching on a lot of things, which is good. But the last thing that somebody asked about was jealousy in relationships and insecurities in relationships.
Okay, where do I like
big topic?
Yeah, like I was gonna say, where do you touch on?
Unfortunately, I think that insecurities will grow in a relationship regardless of how good it is.
Yeah.
Because I think it comes from attachment, probably.
Yeah.
It's like you become so attached to a person where you end up kind of falling into a lack mindset where your self-confidence is a little lower, maybe your self-esteem can get a little bit lower, and that usually is the tipping point for any type of jealousy, any type of insecurities, right? Because you don't feel confident in yourself, and then you lose a little bit of confidence in your relationship, But there's definitely ways to build that back up. How do we do that? Communication.
I was going to say, like, you can't not do that without the other person.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's not a solo thing to work through jealousy and insecurities. That person has to be willing to compromise in some way. Not saying change their whole entire way.
Just like if you're vocal and communicate what you're insecure about, or like what makes you insecure, like whatever, and that person, like, this goes back to like that person should do things to make you feel comfortable, should make you feel confident, like should make you feel secure. Like, I think that people also now have to be more understanding that a lot of people have been hurt, and like obviously usually like breakups don't end good. That's why they're breakups. Like, even if it's not the worst breakup, it still hurts. And I feel like most people that experience breakups, like they doubt, like they have self-doubt, like something, you know, something, you felt lower of yourself at some point in your life. Like, unless you haven't, then like great for you, but like I have, like I feel like it's like a natural feeling. But it's like that person needs to do things to like make you feel secure, and like if you're telling that person, I don't like this, and this, and they're still doing it knowing how it makes you feel, is like red flag. Yeah, red flag and gross.
But I also feel like, on playing devil's advocate, it's also important to check yourself and to consider, like, is that person doing something that's making you insecure or jealous, or is that solely coming
your own
from
insecurities?
Yourself? Yeah. I don't know, because I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of instances where the other person is putting you in a situation that's making you jealous, right? With completely like valid points. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I was like,
oblivion. That too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the person, like, I think there's two sides.
Yeah. So that's why communication's so important, and you need to be willing to understand each other and not wanting to only be right. Because if you are only caring about being correct in your situation, you're gonna get nowhere, and then that person's not gonna understand you, and then, you know, nothing's gonna work out. So yeah, and it's sad to say, but I think that there's so many more instances now, going back to dating in this generation, of jealousy and insecurities. Girls have gotten hotter. What happened?
Something in the water. Something. Girls are getting hotter. Guys are, I don't know.
Guys are getting, I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck's in the water you guys are drinking.
The options with men are getting lower, but the women are getting hotter.
I don't know what's in your protein shakes, man. Like, literally. No, it's true, though. And I think, like, as women also go through breakups, I'm just going to speak. Right. And I'm going to speak on behalf of women because that's all I know. Yeah. They get hotter, and also you learn what you don't like and what you
get a little more picky.
Right. And then through healing, you start to feel better about yourself. Usually after a breakup, you start doing things to make you feel good, because obviously you don't feel good, so you try to make yourself feel good. Whether it's changing your hair, like working out, like whatever, like things that make you feel pretty. And then, like, I also just think confidence, like, makes you hot. And I think, like, a lot of girls are just, like, very, very confident now.
I agree.
Which is hot. You know what I mean? Because, like, even if a person's like, but they're confident, you're like, hot. Yeah. Like, hot.
Those are all of our subjects, but I think in conclusion, like, dating is a very complex, interesting, dating and relationships, talking phases, and anything that has to do with men. Men and women, women and women, whatever it is. If anything has to do with that and being vulnerable and spending time with somebody, it's 9 times out of 10 going to be complicated. Right. If it's easy,
good for you.
Good for you. Can't relate.
I fucking can't stand
Everything is always extremely complicated for me, for some reason.
Same.
Maybe I'm an overthinker.
I think people are just complicated. Yes. But, like, I'm also, like, it's not like me and Alex are saying that we're, like, angels in heaven,
like, super
like,
easy people.
We're not. No. Like, we definitely have our own issues, too. But I'm saying, when you have your own issues, and everyone has their own lives, right? Everyone has different shit going for them. When you combine, like, everything everyone has going on in one relationship, it's just like,
yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah. So you need to be really willing to be in a relationship. Like, available. It is fucking hard work.
It's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah, but it's a matter of, is that work rewarding or not?
Is it worth it? Yeah.
Whew. That was a lot. I feel like I got some stuff off my chest.
It's like therapy session.
Literally, I was just about to say, felt like therapy.
Good thing I stopped.
I have an appointment tomorrow.
I should start again.
Yeah. I felt like I needed it.
No, I thought I was literally at work and I was like, I think I need to. Also, there's nothing wrong with therapy. Period. For men or women. I think men, me and Alex used to talk about this all the time. Yes. I think not just every man, like every single person would could benefit from therapy. Like, I genuinely think so any living being above the age of like even like 10 can probably benefit from therapy. I think men especially, I think women sometimes, okay, I could just be like generalizing, but are like more willing to put themselves like in therapy or like sign up for therapy and like acknowledge that they need it, rather than guys just try to tough it out, which is like sad, you know. And
it's sad because it's part of like the way that they've
probably been raised
raised, and how society's structured, like men shouldn't have emotions. That's actually an interesting thing, because okay, so off topic, but I always wanted only daughters.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought, you know what, recently actually I was like, if I had a son, what better way than to raise a man that is emotionally mature,
right,
and a man that won't be afraid of their feelings. And when I tell guys that, they're like, oh, so he's gonna be a bitch. And I'm like no, just because you show your emotion doesn't mean you have to be a bitch. And the thing is, you don't have to show your emotion to everybody,
but people show emotion differently. Like, you don't have to go around crying.
Like, just be willing to address the emotion within yourself is the most important thing. You don't have to talk to anybody else about it. It can be very helpful, though.
It can.
Like, trusted people.
Yeah.
Therapists,
good. I feel like good idea for men. Good idea for, like, literally everyone.
Yeah.
I think...
And that brings us to our sponsor for today.
No fucking way.
I'm kidding. I wish.
I'm like, I can get a discount code on my therapy. Also, therapy should be free.
Oh, 100%.
That's fine. Anyways.
Yeah. Like, if we should be able to walk into doctors' offices for free, then we should be able to.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
to somebody for free.
Your mental health is literally just as important as your physical health, if not more. And your mental health is so tied to your physical health.
Like, you could be going in for physical symptoms, and then the reason is your mental health.
Exactly. Yeah, I've literally went. I'm having a fucking heart attack.
I'm like, wait, that happened to you like 10 times.
I literally was like, I'm having a fucking heart attack. They're like, you're 20, and I was like, I'm having a fucking heart attack. I was 20 at the time. Okay, now I'm not 20. But they were like, you're having a heart attack, and I was like, I'm literally not. I'm like, no, you guys have to hook me up onto like everything, like check my fucking vitals, like everything. They're like, okay, like I fucking thought, you're fine. They're like, go to sleep and breathe. And I was like,
okay,
okay, thank you, Canada.
Thank you, Canada. I love you guys.
Thanks for the free healthcare. I really appreciate you guys telling me to breathe.
Oh my god,
it's important.
So I guess our message is to go to therapy.
I will like stand by that. I will get that tattooed on my fucking
I'm gonna get it tattooed on my forehead. Well, I think that's about it for today.
That's how we end this.
I think that's how we end the pod.
Yeah.
This has been so much fun. Thank you, Sophia, for being on here.
Thanks for having me.
You're my very first guest.
No fucking way.
Ever.
Oh my god.
On this podcast.
I'm literally honored.
You broke the guest virginity.
And you're... Okay. I was gonna make a joke, but I was like, it's not gonna come out. Okay. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm
going
so happy.
home now.
I honestly... No, we're not running out. I honestly feel like we should do more together.
I think so too.
Yeah. Maybe we should start to do a podcast. You want to come back? You want to be on here permanently?
Kind of, yeah.
If you guys want to see Sophia on here more.
If you guys actually like any of the advice, because I feel like
I feel like there was a lot that we said.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. Oh my god, disclaimer.
Yes.
Take it with a grain of fucking salt. You're talking
the smallest grain you've ever seen in your life.
A fucking speckle. Like, you're gonna have to get the little... What's that thing called? In science, I failed. I don't
know. A beaker.
No. A microscope.
Got it.
Okay, a microscope and
to see it,
and you'll see it.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to iodize that shit too to see it.
Yes. Genuinely, this is also just fun for us to talk about these types of things. Yeah, this is real girl talk.
Real girl
talk. This is actually how
we're
it goes.
Sitting across the bed having eye to eye conversation right now.
Like we said, eye to eye.
Yeah,
brain to brain.
Alex almost put me facing a fucking wall, so we were literally about to do this podcast. Like,
this is my first guest setup. I did not know how to do it. I'm like, wait, is it gonna be weird if we're not looking at each other? And like, let me put you here.
But I almost was talking to a wall and Alex was talking to the other wall. Like, we were back to back.
I wasn't sure how to do it.
It's okay.
Now I know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode.
Thanks.
Don't forget to check out the podcast Instagram, which is Between You and Me Podcast.
And follow.
Yes, and follow. I'll have a picture with Sophia up there of us recording, and that's where you guys can ask me questions for future episodes as well. If you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to rate the podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and Anchor. And I will see you guys, or not see you guys actually. I will talk to you guys in my next episode. Bye.
Bye.